When I say Formula One, what comes to mind for you?
World Championship in Monaco.
The first Formula 2 podium for Sebastian Montoya. What a place to do it.
When you cross, let's say for example, the podium, you're like, God damn, like, I want to be standing there, I want to be standing there. And in F3 I was always quite quick, but I was never given the opportunity to do that. And then to do it the first time in Monaco was just super special, especially knowing that my dad once said they're actually winning the race. It means a lot to me.
First podium in Formula 2 for the Colombian driver, making history for his country and for himself. A very proud father in JP Montoya, and a very deserved result for his pace. A double podium for PREMA Racing. Arvid Mini on the podium in the sprint race, Sebastian Montoya on the podium in the feature race. A turning weekend for them in what's been a testing start to the season.
Usually, if, the people don't know me, I'm quite calm and, I seem really serious, but then I also, if I know the person, I have a really good relationship with them. I talk a lot, I try to be the funny guy, let's say. Not really in a stupid way, but sometimes people laugh without me trying to. So, just how I am really. It's really two different sides. If you step back, you look at it from outside, I think it's really nice, come from Sicily, which is not always easy, to come from there. Starting with my father, doing all the races was really tough at first, was not so easy. Before getting, the help of the teams, the help of the road and everyone around me, and now Alpine. For me, I'm just, as I always say, I continue what I like to do, I continue, trying to reach my dream. I think it's just something that gives us, a boost of confidence, but of course it doesn't mean that anything is done. So we still need to work really hard to try and be better than the others.
It's very close at the top of the standings, just 19 points between our top six. Who will be leading us at the end of this Barcelona weekend?
Luke Browning, here we are, and you are currently the championship leader in the drivers' standings. How does that feel?
Obviously not to get ahead of ourselves. We're 5 rounds in. We're doing a good job so far, focusing on the process, and then the outcome is the outcome. But so far it's good.
I think Barcelona is the track that everybody knows the best, and still then sometimes the gaps are quite big. So I think it's also about maximizing the potential that you have. If you have a little mistake, it compromises your whole session, and I think it will be the same in quali. It's 1 lap only.
I never looked at my dad as Juan Pablo Montoya. I just saw him as Papa, that's what I call him. He's just my dad. And obviously throughout the years I've understood what he's done and how good he is and the absolute legend that he is. But at the same time, he is my dad. For example, we were playing paddle on Tuesday and we were almost screaming at each other just because we're still very competitive from one another. It was always my personal, let's say, belief in doing what I want and kind of understanding a little bit that my dad does know a few things about racing.
After Monaco last weekend, Alex Dunne carries a 10-place grid drop for the first corner incident he was involved in with Victor Martins. These are all young drivers in their learning curve going towards Formula One. We are going to see mistakes made.
Ultimately, these drivers are making split-second decisions at, over 100 miles an hour. Alex Dunne, let's not forget, 19 years of age. They are open to criticism because we're racing on a world stage and they're some of the best young drivers in the world. At the same time, you need to be mindful that there's a human in that car at the end of the day.
Every time I jump in the car, it really just makes me happy, to be honest. It's the only time that you are really alone with yourself and you are free to do anything you want, and just, feeling the power, the G-forces apply to your body, just something that is not explainable, let's say, to someone else. So it just makes me happy every time I jump in the car.
Alex Dunne certainly travelling in at a high speed.
As we see a very near, I was about to say very near, an actual collision.
That incident between Dunne and Martins on the entry to the pit lane will be investigated after causing a collision. I only hope the fact that they were both involved in that a few days after the feature race incident was a coincidence, but let's see what the stewards have to say.
Alex is mixed, for him he's
He's got the speed on track. He knows he's got the speed on track. What he wants to focus on doing less is making mistakes, and he just wants to be the fastest every time, and we don't want to take that away. He is a rookie. It's his rookie season. He's moved up through the ranks quickly. Hopefully, he can get on top of that relatively quick, and we can have a successful continuation of the season.
I think all the build up to the weekend, if you're with someone that you're comfortable with. I've been working with Pedro. I was engineer of Kimi last year. It's really good the way it works, the way we approach the weekend. We build up to it. It's really nice. So I really like working with him, and it gives me, let's say, calmness even in the races. They don't show the radio so much, but it's literally the calmest team radios you will ever hear. It's never like a racer voice or anything, to put pressure on you. It's literally the calmest guy I've ever seen or worked with. So this helps, of course. Then it's more the pressure that I put on myself, really, because I know that I can be fast. So you are there. Everything that you will do this weekend will be about this one lap. So it's a lot of pressure. But it's also up to me to show that I'm good enough to handle the pressure.
This is where we're going to see everyone go out there now and put in the last flying laps. Can it be the Aramco pole position for Sebastian Montoya? Arvid Lindblad in the background, up to the line he goes, and Arvid Lindblad takes the Aramco pole position.
Come on, boys. The car was a rocket ship all day. Thank you so much.
Oh, sounds like we are P2, mate. That's a good P2.
Oh my god, I love you guys! Let's go! Thank you guys! Oh my, why is so bad?
We need to see what happened. Sebas did the same.
Mate, I went off in P9, mate. I literally have a 90-degree steering angle and then finger doesn't turn, mate. It's a joke, mate. Joke.
Feels mega! In the last 3 rounds, we've qualified P2 twice. So I'm not complaining. I wanted P1 though. But hey, I'm not complaining about the front row again.
There's been a few qualies so far this year where it feels like we've been right there and it's kind of been taken away at the last moment, whether that's been in our control or not. So happy to finally get it over the line, and yeah, looking forward to Sunday.
Nice, awesome.
I mean, for sure it is a good school. As I said, I think being so tough is not only about the drivers. That's a thing that you can't really control, but it is up to us to use that and to try and maximize always what we have. That's the best school, because in the end, in categories like Formula 1, if you are in the top team, I don't think you will find yourself at any point being P10 or P15.
As we hit the track at Barcelona, this is going to be an absolutely cracking weekend of Formula 2 racing.
A lot of these guys, I was teammates with them in F4, in karting, and the goal is simple. The goal is always, when you put the helmet on, you're not friends. You're just competitors, and you're just trying to win. It doesn't matter who I have to pass. It doesn't matter who I have to defend from. It doesn't matter how fast I have to go to beat them. I want to win, and it's me, and myself.
Montoya under pressure.
Yeah, from his teammate Arvid Mini, who goes down the outside, side by side. Oh, contact between the two teammates, Montoya and Mini, and they're both round. Punctures for both cars, I think, and they are both out of the race. I don't believe it. They've collided at Barcelona again. And the PREMA racing team will be furious with what they've just seen.
Guys.
Oh my god, mate, what a teammate. Good job, amazing. That's how you drive. Good job.
So, sprint race with a sting in the tail here.
The soft tyres versus the hard tyres, and Richard Verschoor is going to go down the outside of Jack Crawford, and he takes the lead of this sprint race as Alex Dunne says see you later to Jack Crawford and goes all the way around the outside. After that pit stop for the soft tyres, he charged his way through the order, and Richard Verschoor is going to win the sprint race here at Barcelona behind its 19th to 2nd for Alex Dunne, and Rafael Villa-Gomez will take his first podium in FIA Formula 2.
Yes, mate, I love it.
After Monaco, and after what happened in FP, I think what happened in FP really should not happen. It's just complete stupidity and something that I misjudged and something that should not be happening at this level, especially as a driver who's fighting for the championship. I should know better to build in a little bit of margin in things like this. So happy to get some good points on the board and take the championship lead back. One good result doesn't change everything. There's still, I think, some things I need to work on. And I've said this before, and I don't want to be in this position again. So, yeah, all in all, still, I'm happy.
Everybody knows this truck pretty well, so the biggest difference will be on not trying to overdo things. For me, it's much easier when I try to drive in my normal way, let's say, not trying to over push or do anything crazy. It will be all about staying calm, you know, trying to understand how the conditions are and then do your best.
I enjoy what I do, and I love working out in the gym, I love working on the sim, I love working with the team, and I love getting better. And I love driving at a very high level. So everything that my life is, I love and I enjoy, and I'm super grateful for the opportunity to race with PREMA in F2. Considering the field is so strong, I think it's quite awesome, and it gives me a lot of motivation to kind of push forward, and especially with the steps we've made throughout the season, it just gives me more fuel, and I've just enjoyed it every time more.
Sebastian Montoya on the front row of the grid for the second time this season. And we are go for the feature race here at Barcelona. Great launch off the line for Arvid Lindblad.
That's a nice one, man. Nice one. Come on, man. Yes. First to back podium, boys. Bravo. Yeah, mega job, good job. Thank you.
Bravo, Sebas.
Sebastian Montoya, one of the informed drivers now in this Formula 2 championship.
Really happy. I mean, it's been a really good weekend. Pace has been really strong all throughout, and really good to bounce back after the last two where I've been a bit disappointed, a bit frustrated leaving the track. So yeah, going to be very happy this evening, but already looking forward to Spielberg. Yeah, a bit of work over the next couple of weeks to try to keep the strong form going.
P1 and P3. That's good. And today I had a mega start after stalling on the grid yesterday. So really happy with the team. Many times when things are not going well, they manage to give me an even better performance the next day. So I really feel like we're working as a team, and I'm really happy with that.
It tastes like a podium, I'm gonna be honest. Like a good P2.
We need it for the photo.
Another podium, I'm not complaining, and it gives us good motivation to go into the break, especially after the triple header that we've had. Being so quick, being so competitive, it's awesome. It feels really nice.